us as humans, we're tribal creatures. We want to fit into society, and we want approval from other people. We want people to recognize us. We want people to like us. So when we feel judged, we feel like we're almost surviving for our place in society. So it comes from a very primal place. What I like to do, okay, I'm going to give you a quick story on this as well afterwards. I have noticed that whenever I am delivering a presentation, I'm usually painting an image of what I think this person is thinking. Nod your head if you've done that. Where you deliver a presentation or you're saying something to someone and you've already made up the conclusion on their behalf before they even say it. You think, they're probably not interested, or they're probably not engaged in my presentation right now, right? I have noticed about 99% of the time, I am incorrect on my assumption. Because I am projecting my internal fears on other people. I am scared of being judged, so I think other people hate me. I am afraid of not being accepted, so I think other people are bored and tuned out. So it's a self-safety mechanism all of us human beings have in our head. So what helps me, and what's helped a lot of my clients, is you start differentiating between fact and feeling, okay? So for example, if you are in a meeting and you feel judged in this moment, right? Your thoughts will say these people hate you, they don't like you, you're incompetent. I will ask you, is this a fact or is it a feeling? How often are our feelings correct, right? Most of the times we overestimate the importance and accuracy of our feelings and we confuse our feelings to be facts, right? So they probably hate me, this is probably a fact. So if you keep doing this, I'm feeling really anxious, I feel like people judge me. Do I know this for sure? No. Is there a possibility my mind is trying to safeguard me from something? Yes. You do this enough times, what will happen is you become very aware of the tricks your mind plays on you. For me, I know before my presentation, you're going to be boring, no one's going to laugh at your jokes, everyone's seen all this stuff on your Instagram before, no one likes. I know the script that my brain gives me. But over time, I can tell this is a feeling, it's not a fact. So when you audit this over time, I promise you, all of those same things, they will no longer bother you. The analogy I give is, imagine you watch a horror film for the first time. All the jump scares for the first time. You're scared, right? At least if it's a good movie. Now imagine watching the same movie 8 times. You know where the jump scares are. You know what characters are going to be scary. Now it doesn't bother you. It's still there, but it doesn't bother you anymore. You will observe, if this is the time that goes on in a presentation, and this is the level of anxiety or stress that you feel. Can everyone see this? Yes? Anxiety or stress that you feel. Let's say your presentation starts here, okay? These are all dry erase too, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's say you're about to start your presentation here. You will notice, or a conversation too, your anxiety level will be the highest around this time. Have you experienced this? Right when you're about to go on stage, right? It peaks at this stage, and then if you just allow it, it just naturally starts to dwindle down over the next few minutes, and eventually it'll stabilize somewhere. No emotion can last forever in your body. It eventually comes and goes. The problem is, for a lot of people, they reach this peak emotion, and now they start getting conscious of the fact that they are nervous. So what happens? Instead of allowing the anxiety to naturally go down, they start getting nervous about the fact that they're nervous. So instead of the anxiety going down, it goes further up. And then you get anxious, oh my God, people are noticing I'm nervous, and then you go up and up and up and up, and it just becomes this endless cycle. So what we need to do is, when we're feeling that initial excitement and control, we recognize this is what my body does when it's preparing me for this moment. I talk faster, my heart is beating faster, this is normal. But this will last about 30 to 60 seconds if you allow it to. All I have to do is ride out the emotion and slow everything down. Slow everything down. Because when you get nervous or when you're stressed or excited, you speak faster or slower? Faster, right? So in your mind, in the first 30 seconds, tell yourself, I want to go so slow that in my mind I feel this is too slow. What will happen is you will feel like you're going too slow, but on the outside you will look calm and controlled. And it will control your level of anxiety. Once your level of anxiety is controlled because you're slowing down, you're breathing more, and it stabilizes, now all of those thoughts are easier to access. Now you can slowly organize your thoughts, slowly catch yourself, and over time you can fix it. How do you fix this long term? Continuously remind yourself to slow down. I don't know if you've noticed, but throughout this presentation, there have been many moments where I start speaking really fast. And then you will notice 25 seconds later, I slow down. Why? Because I had that same tendency. I get stressed out, I go really fast. Oh, Yasser, you're going way too fast. Slow down. Then I slow down. So you go fast, what the hell is going on here, man? Right? These guys could use some of my training. So you go fast, you remind yourself, you slow down, and then you forget to do it. And then you remind yourself again, over and over again. You do, forget, recall, bring it back again and again. This is the repetition you need. So it's not a personality trait, it's a skill that you can learn.
Now, if you would like to learn to speak like a CEO and do it in record time, check the video description for our resources and classes. I'll see you in the next one.